Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. I just took my first trade not too long ago, got stopped out just for it to go exactly in my direction. It was this counter trend pullback, stopped out just for it to literally drop like 120 ticks. How wonderful. We were inside of where we changed to an uptrend, so that could be possibly the problem. I usually don't take those, but since I'm starting over with up down tick, I kind of didn't care. What else? I just realized like 7 minutes ago that one of my order flow indicators was still on bid ask, so I don't know how I screwed that up, but I finally fixed it. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Trenches. How are you guys this morning? So yeah, I fixed that, but that's gonna suck because basically everything that happened in the first 5 minutes, I can't really record it. Because I think I'm going to use the newest order flow indicator long term. That's probably what I'm going to end up using, but we'll see. I did last night play around with the newer indicator to see if I can make it look exactly like the other one, which I feel like I almost have it down. But there's just one setting on the newer one that I just don't think I can use on on the older one that I don't think I can use on the newer one, unfortunately. Which really sucks because I actually think that the newer one is more accurate. But what can you do? So I asked in their Discord about it to see if I can somehow manage to get the same thing, but I'm not really sure if that's gonna work out. We'll see. What was the number? 1.4. You know what? Hold on. That's better. Oh, you know what? That makes sense. Hold on, let me go back. I don't need that. I need the total trades. Boom, there we go. Good morning, New. How are you this morning? Good morning. Okay, I think that's better. Yeah. But yeah, playing around with it, I do think I'm gonna like this one a little bit more. Now, hopefully the newer one, I can get the numbers to be on top of the bars the same way. Because this one, I don't think I have to be super zoomed in. Well, this one I definitely don't, the one that's already there. But I know like with this one, you have to be zoomed in to a certain extent or you're going to see this zoom in thingy up there. So, uh-oh, one thing. But I think I should be okay. All right, we're back inside of where we changed to an uptrend. So I'm going to not trade yet. Just because I did just lose a trade like that. So it might be something I have to carry over from before. The biggest thing with my older order flow indicator, I can see imbalances in them, and they work perfect for the settings that are in that indicator, but I don't think I could do the same thing with this one. But at the same time, the imbalances might not matter. Like basically anytime there's an imbalance in the point of control for the time I've been trading order flow, I don't take trades. But it also could be that with up down tick, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Let's equal. We do have medium impact news coming at 9 o'clock. Kind of resisted the buy rotation level, which is created from a lower high. So wait, what? Oh, wrong candle. 350. Okay. Oh, let me write a note to myself real quick. Okay. This meeting better last 5 minutes. Good morning, Applejacks. How are you this morning? You know what? I wonder if hmm, I'm wondering if my order flow indicator yesterday, the one that has the footprint chart down there, I hope that wasn't on bid ask because I had to switch it at 8:40 this morning. But I also thought that maybe it was something that I did last night when I was setting my charts back up. That's a possibility as well. I'm gonna be so mad. Today won't turn on audio. Wait, Amelia, you're gonna be attending a meeting that you can't hear. I'm weak. Just a time. I'm so mad about this. To literally get stopped out and then it turns right back around and drops like that is crazy. All right, I'm stopping for news anyway. Watch the PowerPoint flash screen. Oh yeah, I can't stand meetings like that. Especially when it seems like they're just literally reading from the PowerPoint. Like, baby, we didn't need a meeting for this. You could have just sent me the PowerPoint, told me to look it over and asked if I had any questions and left it there. Because what the hell? I'm really wondering if that damn indicator was on bid ask. Hmm. Well, the good thing is on my analysis sheet and in my journal, I did mark the times. It probably was only like maybe 8 out of 90 trades where the newer indicator, the results would have been different. So, oh, I should know whether or not that was correct. And I shouldn't have to restart that. How long are we gonna be in here? This is like a huge consolidation zone, so I really want us to break on the downside. There we go. All right, news in 30 seconds. Yeah, I have a feeling the indicator was on the wrong thing yesterday. There's the data lag a little bit. Not you ask your coworkers if you need to know something. Gone are the days where you need to pay attention because they're going to say something outside of the PowerPoint. No, baby, they just read it word for word. Okay. Oh, hell. Just marking out the value area low since we reacted off of it. That way, when I go back and journal later, I'll know that it was there. Do the same thing with the point of control because it moves obviously throughout the day. Wow, why did the point of control move? Oh, well, that invalidated anyway. Now the sell doesn't make sense. The major support level is too close. All right, up clear to trade again. We do have crude oil coming at 9:30, which I'll stop for 4 minutes as well. I'm also for now not gonna wait 3 swings after 1 bar pullbacks. Just for now. I always felt like I shouldn't need to be honest with you. But with bid ask, I had no choice. Did carry it over. And I'm gonna extend this out a little bit. Since it looked like we might head back down to it. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's the other thing I want to add back to this table. All right. It's going to get in that until the point of control changed. Good morning, Timbo. How are you this morning? Let me take that off. I can't even see that shit. Oh, wait. No, I want to be in that. I think I do. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta figure out. I can't see the. Oh, maybe that'll fix it. Okay, I think that fixed it. Damn it. Bored thinking about eggs? Why are you bored? Are you done trading for the day? No, that's not right. I cannot get this freaking indicator to, I mean, the chart to stay right. No, it's not gonna work. Why does it look like that? I don't know. Keep bouncing off the value area high. Action is poop. It's been, well, I'll tell you what, anything's better than Monday. I'll tell you that much. I don't ever want to see a day like Monday ever again in my life. Please. Monday was terrible. Okay. Even after all the market movement and volatility yesterday, I still have a lot of like combinations that I don't even have one example for. So, like I told y'all yesterday, y'all got to bear with me for like a week. I'm gonna be sitting quite a bit, but y'all know I'm very patient regardless. So, so you're respecting levels way more reliably, way too much. Yeah, honestly, I feel like NASDAQ is probably one of few that doesn't really respect levels like that. And if it does, like a lot of times it'll be kind of like this. Like we respected the support level. Now we've broken it a little bit, but we're still trying to use it as support. Um, it definitely, I will say, it respects the pivot levels that I have on my chart quite a bit. Now, being on Renko charts, I'm so zoomed in, you can't tell all the time. But at least that's another reason why I started using the time-based chart. Well, not using it, but displaying it, because, I'm trading at such a micro level that it's kind of hard to see structure sometimes. It's too close. Wish there was an easier way to change the colors of stuff on NinjaTrader. I want us to kind of get away from the value area low though. Well, at least for buys, I have to. Let's see. How the fuck did the how did the value area low just move down here and we haven't even traded here? It doesn't even make sense. The session low is at 146.75, so I don't understand how the value area low can move down here because we haven't traded there. That has to be going off of yesterday's session or something. That's very weird. I'm gonna have to ask them about that because it's supposed to be for the current session. Even if you look at the profile, it's saying the value area high is at 341.50, but we haven't even traded past 283.75 today. What the fuck? Okay, that doesn't make sense. Why would you move there? That's so stupid. Wish I could make Renko's work for me. I can't get past the break sizing versus time. Meeting. It's been 13. Girl, it's been 13 minutes. Yeah, Timbo, honestly, mastering trading with Renko's is extremely difficult, mainly because everything you do, you have to like learn on your own, you know what I mean? There's not going to be any information online that really helps you at all because most information online is based on time-based charts and stuff. But I do feel like over time, once, especially like, it depends on what components you use to trade as well. Um, To be honest, I have a couple of pullback indicators that work really well. Like, I wouldn't even need to incorporate very much order flow. Maybe just having it there just so I can see like, oh, this bar is a bullish reversal bar with a negative delta, so don't enter. But aside from that, they actually work pretty well. I just don't want to use them. But there has been a couple of times where I've been wanting to just maybe I'll do it on Friday, especially since this account I'm gonna blow or go by Monday. I genuinely want to see if that particular indicator works as good as it says, because it says that for the way that I structure my Renkos, the pullbacks alone should have like a 75% win rate. And I just don't know about that. So I don't know, I might test it. Chance for advancement. No, no fresh bagels in the AM job. But yeah, my only problem with using those, well, that one particular indicator that shows you the statistics of the pullbacks and the reversals is I still would need something if I want to trade divergence. It really only works for pullbacks. Which there is a possibility I could still make it work for like trend divergence if I throw a second one on there with like um more lax, no, what do I want to say? Like the settings would have to be greater than what they are now just to expand the levels that the pullbacks can go to. I think that would be the only way that I can do that, but it says it works really well. I don't know. I've never used it in that way. All right, so we have another consolidation zone here. So the trade I took earlier was a pullback inside the consolidation zone like that, and I basically took a sell off the VWAP. But for right now, I'm probably going to go back to like when we're in the consolidation zone, the entry bar has to be attached to the bottom or the top of it. I normally don't trade in the middle anyway, like if no level is attached, but I've always toyed back and forth between any kind of level can be attached or it needs to be at the extremes, which obviously in a consolidation zone, the extremes make the most sense. So I honestly feel like the trade I lost earlier was literally just because of that, for real, for real. We've been doing this quite a bit today, like changing to an uptrend, mainly the uptrend side, and immediately rejecting and kind of trading inside for a while before we finally push to one side. I genuinely think I had the wrong settings on that indicator yesterday. The good thing is if it was on bid ask, I'll be able to tell really quickly, because if I reload the chart from yesterday and turn the tick replay data on with the order flow indicator that shows the footprint summary, if the numbers are the exact same from yesterday, I know it was bid ask and it wasn't up down tick, which will really only change those few trades that it happened on. All right, so 45. Oh, I thought we were going to come up a little further. But yeah. Just need the point of control to move down a little bit. If it's gonna drop, which now it doesn't matter. Put on a parking lot to build another chill water plant. You need a parking garage, goofies. Oh shoot, I did something wrong. What? So y'all all have to basically pile up in a different parking lot that y'all have. Ay, ay, ay. What's the kicker? Alright, I don't, so many parking lots. Really? I get to work at 6:30 and be the last spot, and I have a small car so I can get in. That is crazy. So y'all have a bunch of parking lots. It's still not enough, but they're gonna shut down a parking lot to build another plant, which means it's gonna be worse. Amelia, that's crazy. To get to work at 6:30 and be the last spot is just crazy. When there was a place here that when they, I don't know, I guess they like removed some kind of ability to work from home. Somehow, some way, they didn't account for the fact that they didn't even have enough office space for everybody to be at work. The there was like a huge line by 6:30 in the morning, like Amelia said, there was a huge line to even get inside. And some people said it took them 2 hours just to get through the line to get into work. I'm like, ain't no motherfucking way. Ain't no way. They said the parking was basically slim to none. It was terrible. I forgot what place they said that happened at, but it was crazy. What is that? All right. 7. I cannot believe we continued up like that. Or I can. I can, but I can't. This bar would close directly on the level, so I'm not even looking at that. I'm looking for the next pullback. But we're too close to the current open. Right. Bro, oh my God, please. I just don't understand why I even have patience. What the fuck is the point? What is the point? What's the point? What's the point? I don't understand the purpose of patience. The market's still not gonna do what you want it to do. Good morning, Diego. How are you this morning? There's not enough desks for people. That's the part that I don't understand. Like, to be honest with you, if I had a big business and I could pay people to be at work and not like even just paying people's internet bill, because some companies do that. They used to do it most companies used to do it a long time ago, but now it's like, motherfucker, you had to have internet anyway. Why am I gonna pay that? But I think that a lot of people force people to come back to work because of how much they were paying for office space, but they never accounted for how many employees they actually have until those first couple days that people had to come back into work, and it's like, oh shit, there actually are a lot of you versus the number of desks I have here. It's just poor planning. Poor planning. And office space is so, like, commercial office space is so expensive. You're better off letting people be at home. And I get it, like, a lot of people, business owners, get upset because it's like, oh, well, I don't know if they're actually working. Some people were illegally having two full-time jobs that they were working at the same time. You have to worry about, is somebody over there mopping, sweeping, and, cleaning the house instead of doing work. But for me, it's like, if I'm efficient enough to finish my work, it doesn't really matter what I'm doing, because if I'm at work, I'm just going to be sitting there doing nothing. And I shouldn't be penalized because I'm efficient and know how to get my work done on time. You know? I don't know. I think it's so stupid. I don't care if they don't have enough to, that's your problem, not the company's. Yeah, get here earlier so you can secure a spot. Okay, but what about all the people who can't? I don't understand. Now we need our sugar mama week. Oh my God, I cannot stand people who cross over lines. This weekend when we were out and about, there was so many times I was ready to park, and as I'm like whipping my car, there's a huge truck that's like over the, like, you already are an issue being this big ass truck, and for whatever reason big trucks want to park one space away from each other. So it's like, okay, I'm trying to fit my car in here, but one of y'all is just slightly over the line, and that's slightly because of how bulky your damn car is. That screwed me. Thanks. Like, what the hell? Oh, it's so annoying. So annoying. 100. Probably, oh, crude oil. Hurry up. I definitely was looking to get into a trade. I am so annoyed with the market, man. I feel like every time I want to make a major change, the market is so, well, yesterday actually wasn't as, but it's like what little I have to go off of, those patterns are not showing up today, so I can't take the trades, you know. Now it's good for gathering more data during the journaling process and, all of that, which is great, but I want you to paint the patterns that worked already so that I can take those trades. That's not what's happening today, unfortunately. So I must wait. But I have noticed today that the entry bars reacted off of levels quite a bit today, which is good. Because honestly, that's the data that I need a lot of times. I'm still trying to figure out how this value area high and low are in places we haven't traded. All right, I got 45 seconds before I could trade again. Session volume profile. Volume profile into the footprint indicator, which displays the volume profile of the entire session alongside. This is a daily session volume profile, which is based on the trading hours template chosen in NinjaTrader. Oh. Maybe I have an issue with, okay, I guess. Maybe there's an issue in my settings or something with the, what did it say? Based on the trading's hour template chosen in NinjaTrader. We're inside the change zone again, so I have to wait. Volume profile show, right? It doesn't get, where the fuck? All right, Google. Ah, okay. Data series, use instrument settings. How to view trading hours, input control center tools, trading hours. All right, I gotta wait for this to break either way. What did I just say? Control center tools, trading hours. Oh my motherfucking, oh wait, never mind. Yeah, I don't know what this thing is talking about. It's definitely not working off of the uh uh I don't know what this thing is working off of. Please don't fucking piss me off. Maybe I just need to choose index futures, ETH. I think I'm just gonna have to choose. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. So I don't understand. CME. I hope this doesn't screw up anything. Of course it did. What the fuck? I've just told myself. Kinda. That just pissed me off. Sorry guys, my charts are frozen. I was hoping I was hoping that it didn't change anything, but now my charts are gonna reload and now I'm screwed from a journaling aspect. But okay, let's see if that fixed the value area. No, it didn't. You motherfucker. Who's texting me? Alright, well, might as well change it back. The good thing is when I can still journal properly. I just can't actually I can't. Whatever. I have to journal after midnight basically. Oh, telling me about wild hogs over the weekend. I'm almost swore off pork forever. You should swear off pork. Yeah, I've screwed myself. I just don't understand. I'm gonna have to ask them in their Discord, like, actually, let me do this. This will help. I'm gonna screenshot it so I can ask them, like, what is this based off of? All right, let's do this. Because this is actually pretty stupid if you ask me. Triangle. Triangle. Save. I just pissed myself off. Big time. I'm not gonna lie. Why? You hate, are you on tilt, Applejacks? Yeah, I don't, honestly, it ain't even Ninja Trader. It's these damn people, because I would have never done it if I didn't see the discrepancy here. It just doesn't make sense because the website says it's based on the trading hours template chosen in Ninja Trader, which I have mine on use instrument settings. But it doesn't make sense why the value area has extended beyond what has even been traded. So basically the entire session is a value area, which doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna have to ask in Discord. I am. And we're rejecting. We've traded inside of the levels all day today, which is very bothersome. No, what happened, Applejacks? Did you go on tilt on NASDAQ? Which, by the way, what's the 5-minute chart look like? Ah, that looks actually pretty yucky. It's just very wicky. Very, very wicky. Is it tilt that you can recover from? You was trying to force. That's understandable. You'll bounce back from it, I'm sure. Is it because the rest of this or earlier this week wasn't that great? So you're trying to force trades to kind of make up for it versus being able to be patient or more patient? FOMO revenged. Yeah. Quick to give us. I don't even know why we play into her. I'm sure she actually was on tilt, but just the fact that, oh my gosh, you are a character, ma'am. A real life character. My journaling session is going to be so long today. All because I tried to change that freaking template. Oh, I'm so annoyed. 43, 49. Ugh. Shit's gonna be trash. Real trash. I think I'm just gonna end it today. Start working on this journaling process because it's about to take me forever. Just because, like, normally I could just look primarily at one screen, but I'm not gonna be able to do that today just because of how I fucked my charts up. And it's mainly because, like, the zigzag detaches from the bars. Like, if you look, the zigzags are not correct, which means that the volume that's showing is not correct. So I'm going to have to load one chart that just has the zigzag, have that over here, looking at when, you know, every reversal bar, I have a whole nother thing that I have to look at because the numbers are not going to be the same. Everything's reloaded, so nothing's going to be correct. So screw it. All right, here's what the account looks like. Still have 1,300 in drawdown left for the next 3 or so sessions. Like I said, I might end up, maybe even tomorrow, I might try to just do pullbacks on this one particular indicator to see how I like it. We'll see. Just know I'm very irritated right now. Like, part of me just doesn't even want to journal at all and just wants to say, fuck it, we just lost a day of data because this is gonna take forever and I'm not happy about it. Outside life and thoughts. Mental focus when I open the charts. Do you have any stipulations with yourself, like when you can identify like I'm not in the right headspace and this might affect me, like just not trading? Or because there are certain times where it's like, yo, I have a lot going on and no matter what, like I can't not trade any day this week, you know what I mean? Do you have any stipulations with yourself on when you can and cannot trade based on like how you feel or anything like that? $1,000 left to pass your TPT. You have till Monday to pass. You got this. Especially if at least the volatility stays around the same. The price action, I mean, based on a 5-minute chart is not that great, but I don't know what time-based chart you use. The 1-minute chart looks a whole lot better for sure. But you got this, Diego. Trade freestyle on my evals from -600 to BE. Sometimes you just gotta do it. It's like I say all the time, like I genuinely don't understand why I'm being so patient. It's been so long. I could just go back to intraday swing trading and being on the damn charts all day, but then I'm gonna be miserable and it's gonna cause me to take more trading breaks because I'm miserable trading. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Yesterday is not on my journal. Yeah, when you have days like that, like if you want to journal anything, just journal today I sucks because XYZ and just leave it at that. Especially if you didn't follow your rules and stuff like that, it's no point in even, you don't journal stuff like that because it's nothing that can be duplicated. Like you just were trading off of intuition probably, or just the desire to revenge trade or whatever. It's no point. You got a doctor's appointment tomorrow? See, okay, I got you. I got you. To buy demons another day. I thought you was fine today. So yeah. And I think that's sometimes the worst part about having the mental part of real life, because it's like life sucks today. I'm losing in real life. Maybe more so from like I'm losing mentally or emotionally. So it's like I have to win on the charts today to make me feel a little bit better. And then that's when all of the logic completely goes out the window. Can't trade tomorrow, so I have a 24-hour break. Gonna put myself in the mirror. My daily logs. So I have a hard stop. It helps me. Yeah, that is very helpful. I swear, if this market does what the fuck I want it to do, I might actually go crazy. Like, I'm so over it. Sometimes I just want to take like a week break. Don't trade, besides just taking a little trade on TPT just so I don't lose the account due to inactivity. But don't trade, just journal the whole week. Gather all that data for the week and then just like come back, especially because I've switched to something, and this is just such a long drawn out, irritating, exhausting process. Like when I was younger, not so much a bother, but the amount of data that I've processed in my brain on paper all of this for the last 17 months, 18 months has literally, I'm gonna go crazy eventually. But that's why I'm hoping that switching back to up down tick can really accelerate this. I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Not Tradeovate, TradeZella. In my TradeZella account, hold please, I'm signing in. Trades. All right, so, and this is the reason why I had a feeling that it was going to be better for me to switch back. Let's make that go away. Actually, all right, 200. Okay, so this is my strategy testing account. And this has been tracking all of my strategy adjustments since May of last year. Okay. So the biggest thing with this is I've gone through, and anytime I took, like, this has always been attached to an eval, or I think yeah, pretty much the evals. So, you know, there are times where I'll multiply contracts just because I'm at the end of a billing cycle and things like that. So to make sure that none of the data is skewed, I manually go in, and anytime there was multiple contracts or anything like that, I edited them down to one contract, edited the commission and everything, just to make sure that I have all of the raw data, or whatever. And so if you look at this chart here, you can see that, you know, from the time I started downtrend, we peaked down here around December. I can't remember when I introduced Orderflow trading Delta, but then I think around January is when I started incorporating volume in Delta, if I'm not mistaken. So you can see that, like, from about January 28th so for about a month, I had a nice little uptrend. Okay. Then we kind of consolidated a little bit, and then there was another uptrend. This huge uptrend here was from trading up down tick. And then when I switched back to bid ask, you can see I started going on a downtrend again. I don't really remember what I was doing around here. I think I looked and I can't remember what I wrote down. But this was the best trend up that I had besides here. And this is why I was like, oh, I think I need to go back, because there's no way that I had such good results right there. And then we started going down again. Like that's not good. And so that's kind of the reason, like, if I go to inside of the chart or the calendar, you'll see, I think I started trading up down tick here, or it could have been here. But this was when, after the first day, was when I realized that all of the hours that I put into converting the bid ask data to up down tick was pointless, because up down tick doesn't look the same in real life as it does historical data, right? But you can see, like, I was doing really well. And I believe that this was the day I decided to stop trading up down tick. Why? Why? I'm almost certain it was that day, or it could have been this day. But I know for sure I was back on bid ask on this day. And if you look at how much profit I made in May. And I'm pretty sure May was probably like my best month since I started trading on YouTube. I'm quite sure. Now, granted, you know, I was trading a different way up here, but I mean, I made some pretty good progress. And if you look at the weeks since then, it's not been good. And I just felt like I was trying to force bid ask to work, just because all of the information that you see online when it comes to order flow says to use bid ask. But I genuinely think that because of the bar type that I use, that bid ask is just not going to work consistently long term. It's just not, because trading because of a not necessarily trading because of aggression, but analyzing the market based on the aggressor stepping in doesn't make sense when you're using a price-based bar, because a price-based bar only moves because it ticks in that direction. Like, price had to move another 2 ticks to close a bar. Price has to reverse 32 ticks to close a reversal bar. So caring about who initiated the move doesn't really matter, because, you know, absorption and things like that. So I think that this is going to be better. I seriously do, but it's just going to be very annoying during the data collection process. That part is going to piss me off. I'm not gonna lie. It is. Look how you made it out. Yeah, exactly. This is important data. I really need to know when and why you did switch to bid ask. I started off with bid ask, right? And I traded with bid ask for a very long time. And then one day I was like, well, the indicator has a whole nother setting. Why don't I try that? Actually, I think it has 2 additional settings, but only one of them makes sense for trading futures. And so I was just like, well, I don't really like the progress I'm making with bid ask, so let me just try up down tick. I like to try shit on a whim. Like, for me, does it suck that I've been on YouTube for 17 months and I haven't gotten payouts or anything like that, and I'm still trying to make the and it's not that I'm trying to make the strategy work. The thing is, because I've seen the same patterns over and over every single day, like, I know that there is a way to quantify, the pullbacks and the divergence in a way where I can get a consistent strategy. But how to do that is the most difficult part, simply because there is no information online that I can use. I'm not trading any type of bar type where there's a wealth of information online. So I literally had to start from scratch. Is it annoying? Absolutely. But for me, I feel like, number one, the chart time was so important, the experience, and also the fact that I am willing to, I told y'all I gave myself 2 years anyway. So I got 5 more months to hit that mark. Um, but I knew that, like, putting in the time, being frustrated for 2 years doesn't matter if I gain the experience and I develop the strategy that's going to make me wealthy for the rest of my life. What is 2 years? You know what I mean? Like, who cares, kind of thing. Um, but like I said, I think that the only reason I went back to bid ask is because I probably was chatting with ChatGPT, and also just keeping in the back of my brain that everybody says to use bid ask, no matter what order flow, um, educational video, website, everybody says to use it. So I think it was more so I was battling with myself, like, you already use a bar type that pretty much nobody uses. Don't go off the rails and now use a setting that nobody uses. But that actually was the smartest thing for me to do, because why would you use the setting that 99.9% of people use when you use a bar type that 99% of people don't use? That doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I just kind of had it in my mind, I think Monday night, like, you know what, let's go back and try up down tick, because I just don't like bid ask. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't. My YouTube hates your stream. Oh, speed run shit almost made me. Yeah. And the thing is, like, does it get frustrating when you literally watch people gamble, you watch people churn accounts, but they have, I'm not going to say they have the results that I'm looking for, because I don't want to get to 300 PAs. But from the monetary aspect, does it get frustrating in that, like, I'm being patient, I'm trying to actually develop a strategy that is consistent, I'm trying to actually master the art and skill of scalping. Like there's all these goals that I'm trying to hit in this process. Is it frustrating? Absolutely. However, I also know from a long-term perspective that I'm going to fare much better than I would if I would just do things the way that most people do things, you know, these sort of long-term strap boom and bust. Absolutely. And the thing is, to be honest with you, a lot of people on YouTube didn't start that way. I feel like, and this is no shade to any of them, because it is what it is. But I feel like a lot of them got to that place because once their affiliate commissions got to a place where boom and bust didn't matter, it was like everything just went out the window. Now, all of a sudden, instead of me watching somebody's journey of trying to become a profitable trader from not an aspect of how much I put into props and how much I get out, but actually being a good trader and a profitable trader to where if they didn't have 40 accounts, they would be profitable. It went from watching that on somebody's journey to genuinely just watching somebody only care about, I paid $100 for this account. I already got 1,000 out. You know, if the account busts, who fucking cares? And again, this is no shade to anybody, but I just honestly feel like that once people hit that certain point in their affiliate commissions to where nothing really matters in how they do on their accounts, that's where most people's switch just flips and you're no longer watching the same person that you've watched from the beginning of time. Um, and sometimes it's very difficult to watch. It is, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I only watch you now. Oh, thank you, Diego. Yeah, yeah, legit. And I can tell you guys now, you're never gonna see that here because my mindset, like number one, I want to encourage and influence people in a positive aspect. I have said from the beginning, you are not going to see me. If you see me maxed out at it's because I have consistently gotten payouts. Um, you don't see me go on tilt. You don't see me get FOMO. You don't see any of that, mainly because of my personality type. None of that stuff resonates with my personality type. But I also know that eventually my long-term gain is wanting to show people that you can be profitable without doing all of that. I've had people reach out to me on Discord like, "Hey, I'm about to buy 10 accounts with your code." Da, da, and I'm like, how many accounts do you have right now? Are you getting payouts? Please don't get 10. Like, I don't, it's great having affiliate commissions, but I don't want to ever feel like, I don't ever want to feel like I'm always grateful for the support. Thank you guys for using my code, those of you guys who do. But I don't ever want to feel like my pockets are getting filled because people are following my actions of churning and burning, if that makes sense. You know? It's just a morality thing for me personally. Yeah, Amelia did tell me that a couple days ago. Yeah, the people have changed a lot and it sucks. It's kind of sad also. Um and I think for some people it's like an entertainment factor, like from the viewer's standpoint. But I honestly think that over time, a lot of people are going to transition their mindset to how you guys are, where it's like, I only want to watch people who are not doing that because it's just not good. Especially like it's the attitude that comes with it that's kind of hard to watch. Um, yeah, the attitude about it sucks. And then that some of them like gaslight you in a certain way. Um, Like, I hate when I hear some of them say, like, oh yeah, you only think that I'm doing this because, oh, I make all this affiliate commission. It doesn't matter. Like, no, I'm actually mad about what I'm doing. No, you're not. That's why you keep fucking doing it. You don't give a shit because your mindset is, I paid this amount for this account. I've already gotten this much out. So you really do. It's very contradictory. You know. I don't know. It's my AirPods, not YouTube. I'm weak. Activation fees become pocket change. Yeah. And I mean, kudos to anybody who gets to that point. I mean, being an influencer, marketing, like all of that stuff is not easy. Building a brand, building a community is not easy whatsoever. And I've always said I'm not going to have the biggest community because I'm, first of all, and no offense to anybody who fits this description, but I'm not a white man. So I don't have the ability to be safe by putting on my screen that I've made hundreds of thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Like from a safety aspect, I can't do that. And unfortunately, most viewers in this space want to watch the people who have the results that they want, which is great. Like you should, from an encouragement standpoint, especially if you're also trying to learn from someone. But unfortunately, too many viewers in this space don't realize that seeing big P&Ls, seeing an indication that you should be influenced by somebody, especially if that person is not very forthcoming and upfront about how much money it took to get there, right? Thankfully, there are a few people who have that information sitting right there on their screen. Um, because to me, if you see that somebody already spent $25,000, $30,000 this year, but they made 100,000, that's cute. But if you don't have that kind of money to spend and you're not getting the results from the payouts already, what is watching them going to do for you? You know, not well. I mean, want to be the next PW making millions off affiliate and our trading? They absolutely do. Like, not I'm offended. Honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all. I told y'all when I got on YouTube, my only goal was just to hold myself accountable because I promise y'all I would have been quit by now. Went back to nursing for like a year and said, all right, let's try this again. But I've always told my best friend, like, if I'm able to build a community, if I'm able to build some type of following where people want to support me by using my code, the only thing that would be like amazing for me is just in this process because I quit nursing before I started trading again. Let's start there because I just genuinely needed like a year break from life after dealing with life up until my parents' divorce, dealing with all of that came with that. There was a lot that came with that. Like, I just needed a break to not do anything. And then in the process of that, I was like, oh, well, this is a great time to like try to meet my goal of mastering scalping. So let's try to put something together. Let's use YouTube as the accountability partner. And I told my best friend, I said, if my affiliate commission could just pay my bills, I don't need to make $10,000 a month. Would it be great eventually? Sure, fine. But if it could just pay my bills so that I'm not bleeding out of my savings anymore, and it supports my need from a mental and emotional aspect to stay out of nursing for right now, great. I don't desire for a whole lot. I just don't. Um, would it be great over time? Absolutely, but that's not why I'm here. You know, it's just not. Otherwise, I would have been done what I needed to do to completely grow my channel. Like, doing a lot of short form content. That's the stuff that grows your channel. Going live every day doesn't. Have I made different content in regards to Apex and, stuff like that? Absolutely. But that was just because I get tired of getting asked the same question. So now I could be like, here you go. Here's a video. Um, but yeah, I could have been done the things to grow my channel if that's what I wanted to do. But that's not, like, when I tell y'all any free hours that I have, I do game a little bit because if I don't, then I want to shoot people in real life. So I got to shoot people on the game. But I am genuinely trying to master this. in whatever way I need to, trying different indicators, looking at charts, doing this, changing settings. Like there's so much that I'm trying to do. Contradict themselves so much. Pick up so easy, walk the den. Yeah. And then Diego, the biggest thing with the contradictions is they'll try to blame it on like, oh, well, some of the bigger influencers, they do the same thing. Like, don't listen to what they say, look at what they do, and things like that. And you should do the same with me. Like, no, you should just walk it like you talk it. It's that simple. I've said from the beginning, and Applejacks could probably attest to this. I've said from the beginning, y'all are never going to see me go on tilt. And in 17 months, 18 months, 19 months actually, I've never gone on tilt. There was only one day where Applejacks was like, is this your version of tilt? I'm like, no, I'm I'm angry, don't get me wrong, but I'm still only taking trades that are based on my strategy. It's just my strategy sucks today. But I want to show that like when you fix your mental, hey, you might get frustrated, but it's likely not going to affect your trading. That should not be the goal. Money will flow. Exactly. And that was a copier. Oh, baby, yes. That copier issue. Listen. I want to cuss them damn people out. Let's not even. I can't have that again. Exactly. Keep quiet. Otherwise, I'll be saying names. Oh, Diego, listen. The circle is so small. I know exactly who you're talking about. And the thing is, I know where I've seen you, so I get it. But, I mean, the truth is the truth. You know what I mean? And most of them know exactly what they're doing. They know. And it just kind of is what it is, unfortunately. We know exactly. Because who you're talking about is probably who we talk about in our DMs on Discord every other day. But like I said, it's no shade to anybody. Like, people are going to do what they're going to do. But I genuinely, and this is just market here, I genuinely believe that over time of more people emerging into this space and staying true to who they were when you first started watching them and liking their content, there are going to be a lot of people who transition and stop watching certain influencers because they're tired of the attitude. They're tired of the smart ass remarks when you ask them questions or when they ask questions. They're tired of the fuck it attitude in regards to how much money they spend on a monthly or yearly basis. They're going to be tired of all of that. Like by the time I get my first payout, I'm going to make a video that goes through all of my expenses from the time I bought my very first account in May of 2022. I always tell people I didn't really start trading for real until December of 23. But, I had an account here and there, whatever, but I'm going to make a video that shows all that I've put into this before I got my first payout, because even after all of this time, it should only take me like one payout from probably three accounts, two accounts, three accounts in order to pay for all of my educational expenses for the last 2 years. Not detective. Busted. But yeah, like you don't have to gamble. And I mean, the expenses, this is the thing. If your expenses are a little bit higher in the beginning because you're trying to figure things out, maybe you had a decent strategy, but it doesn't work well with intraday trail and drawdown, and you have to make adjustments and all these different things. Like, there's so many different variables that, like, certain things are okay, but to see people who are making a lot of money have to spend a lot of money to get to that place, that says a lot. And then, I just feel like even if you're not putting out educational content, like I probably would never put out educational content. Like, there might be a little bit of like maybe a little bit of educational content, but I won't be one of those people who's like, this is the only strategy you need. and this is the only strategy you need 20 times this year. I would never be one of those people. But I feel like we understand as influencers, like, this is for entertainment purposes. You're watching my journey. You know, you're not trying to learn from me and things like that. But regardless of whether somebody's trying to learn from you or not, I just feel like, why not take on the moral and ethical responsibility of just actually trying to be a good trader? They don't want to journal. They don't want to. There's just so much, and it's so frustrating. It is. But I probably said too much today. I'm going to go in my little corner. But yeah, Nasdaq actually today has been respecting the levels quite a bit. Like, the way so this is the prior close. This is the current open. Look at how we've reacted at the support levels. It's actually respected the levels quite a bit today. Even how it's been reacting off VWAP. Like, look at how we tried to break VWAP. This is the second lower deviation, and we just kept getting stuck, and we bounced up, bounced down from that one. Yeah, respected levels today, actually. The pivots on the 5 minute has been pretty nice for the levels. Yeah, I honestly, I used to trade with like Fibonacci pivots, Woody's pivots and stuff. I don't even know what made me buy the super pivot indicator from Ninja, but I have loved it from the beginning. Like, absolutely loved it. The only thing I will say is that I don't like how the levels might change slightly if you have like 7 days loaded on your chart versus 3. Now, for me, 3 is enough. And the only reason why I don't like that it does that is because that indicator paints the levels based on the previous day's intraday data. Okay. So, right when the market opens in the evening time for Asia session, the levels are painted and they do not repaint. So, whatever I take a screen, like if I took a screenshot, what I used to do in Discord, like taking a screenshot around 5 to 6 p.m. every night, the levels then, when I open up my charts in the morning for New York session, the levels are the same. So because of that little nuance, I don't understand why, if I have 7 days on my chart versus 3, the levels change, because why would they? It's based on yesterday's data kind of thing. But aside from that, I love it. And the cool thing about that indicator as well is, like, if you use a time-based chart, it's really nice that it paints like between the, I think it paints the between the first and the first support and resistance levels. It draws a zone and it colors the zone based on whether today is like an inside day, outside day. Um, and there's like a third setting as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I definitely noticed that the pivot levels are very helpful. And that's why, like, I have to have rules for my entry bars if it's touching a level and if it's not, because there's so many, to me, a lot of the levels, most of the levels actually that I have on my chart are like, I need them there because price will be reacting there whether I like it or not, and I rather see it because it does sometimes change the trajectory of what I'm looking for as far as a volume and order flow combination or pattern. um But I mean, besides, I have VWAP, the current open high low, the prior open high low close, and just the pivot levels. That's more than enough levels for me, okay? But price does respect it a lot of times. See you, Diego. I'm headed out too, because it's probably going to take me like 2.5 hours to journal, and I'm going to be irritated and I need to take a nap after. But yeah, but I thank you guys for tuning in. We had a great time today, like always. And I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:45 Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys. Bye, Amelia.